All right, man. All right, man. So I saw this fucking dickhead over here post some bullshit. So check this out, man. Look, how the war within fell off. I saw another one. What was it? Or maybe it was this one. Maybe they're testing out titles. Ignore this part. Hold on. This is the kind of jug you see the fucking gym rat in high school walk into class with. And you see my big ass over here. It's swell strawberry banana for anybody curious. Listen, I might have I might have misread it, but I saw it was this video, and it was another video that I saw where they're talking about how the war within fell off, right, for a while. So now I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna make sure that my takes are sound, knowledgeable. They're not coming from a place where I just read a headline and I made an assumption. Now I'm willing to shit on these people for no reason. But check this out. Before we get into the fucking video, I need you to understand. I've been playing this game for a very, very long time. I've been playing since I was 9 years old. I'm 25 now. I have a kid now. you know, like I grew up playing this game. I've played this game for a very long time. I've seen I've played every expansion, since I started in like late Burning Crusade, right when Wrath came out. I got my first max level tune in Warlords. I almost had one in Pandaria, but by the time that he got to level 90, I think that's what the level was. Warlords had just come out. So, um, my first max level tune was in Warlords. I started in late Burning Crusade, early Wrath around then. I've been into end game content since Warlords. That's when I started doing PvP. Now I've always done PvP, just like lower level stuff. Like I always twinked, like level 20s, level 10. Like it wasn't major, right? Because I didn't have any max levels to grind the gear with or nothing like that. I just got the heirlooms, threw them bitches on, ran Warsong Gulch. I wasn't grinding for honor or nothing. I was just it was just fun to do, right? That's why most people twink, because it's cool to you're overpowered as fuck. You know, I've never been into raiding content. I got into Mythic Plus in season 3 of Dragonflight. Missed season 4 completely, or it was like the second to last season. I can't remember if Dragonflight had 3 or 4 seasons, but I missed the last one completely. I was a healer during Mythics though, because I was the only way I felt like I could simulate my brain enough for me to give a fuck about PvE content. Like the whole reason why I'm drawn to PvP in the first place is because like you consistently on your toes about shit. Like you have to adjust for every situation. Like they might pop a burst too fast, they might pop it late, they might bait it out. You might get CC'd by the other whatever goes on, right? PvP is very dynamic in that sense. So I just never really cared about PvE, other than like being a healer. I felt like being a healer was like the closest thing that I could do in PvE that felt like PvP content, because I feel like being a healer is a lot of pressure. I played the Disc Priest. His name was Bravo. I still got him. I just haven't leveled him. And I was gonna get back into Mythics, but I say all that to say this: I played this game for a very long time. Now, before I watch this video, before I see what the take is as to why the War Within fell off, I'm just gonna say this right now: the War Within is easily the best expansion that Blizzard has ever put out for World of Warcraft. Right? Like, you know, Legion was like one of the better ones, right? Legion came in right after WoD's, and WoD was it was such a content deficit to where, what was it, like the second first or second one of the two major patches was just like a Blood Elf model update and the selfie camera, and then we had a raid that lasted like half a year. So yeah, Dragonflight was dope as fuck. And then the War Within to me is just a better version of Dragonflight. I think the only reason why I didn't connect with Dragonflight that much is just because I wasn't into the story. I wasn't really into like the aesthetic of everything. Whereas the War Within, like I just fuck with it way more. So me personally, as someone who has a strong connection to the game, it's like I think the War Within is the best shit ever. I mean, fucking since Shadowlands was terrible. So if you're gonna say an expansion fell off, it better be worse than Shadowlands. Shadowlands was awful, bro. I got one character to max level, and I was like, this is such a bullshit fucking expansion. I don't want to play this like any more than that. I'm gonna get this tune to max. Like I thought fucking BFA sucked too. I was like, fuck BFA. The Horde zone was trash. I didn't like Zandalar. Right, I played Alliance too, and like I swapped to Alliance because I thought Kul Tiras was way fucking doper. Like I thought Borealis was fucking sick. But what was I saying? The PvP wasn't that fun. Like PvP's been pissing me off for a long time. It's a lot better now, in my opinion. I fucking I'll swap over to Barbos. I peaked like 1800 this season. I'm not that good. I'm okay, but I also don't play like every single day. I got a child and a music career to worry about. I play this game on my downtime whenever I want to like listen to a demo or just like grind some shit. But yeah, best rating. Oh, that's for solo. 2v2 best rating 1840, so I almost got to 1900. 3v3 I peaked 1663. Solo 1589. I never did solo shuffle. 10v I did like I did 7 battlegrounds. I have a fucking 60%. I have like a 53% win rate on there. Or no, that's negative win rate. My fault. What was I saying? The War Within is the best expansion that WoW's put out. Just flat out. It didn't fucking fall off. It's still super dope. It's super engaging. Fucking Undermine is sick. Like, I think Undermine's a tight zone. I think the gear is dope. I think the rewards are cool. I think it's easier to get rewards now, which is something that I feel like is good for the expansion in general, making things a little bit more streamlined in the sense of like, this is how you could get this, that, and the third. Like, you could get raid gear from Mythics. Catching up in PvP is so fucking easy. Like, I haven't done any battlegrounds or any rated. I don't even know if I could queue. The season's over. I'm probably not even gonna get nothing. What was I saying? Like, PvP is in a position to where like for example, when I first got the expansion, I got the pre-order, so I was able to start. I think it was like a week earlier than everybody else. I forget how long. It was like a huge fucking talking point for everybody that was too poor to afford it. They're like, "Oh, this is pay to win, this, that, and the third." It's like I wasn't even full honor gear when the expansion got released to everybody else. Like, grinding that much honor, like it was just, you couldn't even buy it actually. And they're like, oh well, you could save it up and day one you could have it. The only way you could do that is if you transferred your honor to the other characters through the warband, and there was such a heavy tax on it to where it was like, bro, you would have to play for fucking 24 hours a day in order for you to get full set for one character on honor gear. And then you'd be cooking people for like what, a week until everybody else got it. I know this because I have a video on this channel called Smoke Lord Barbos, the Fury Crash Out, because I did that and got full honor gear. And I was smoking on people. I was smoking on fucking Horde for like a whole week, and the Horde got their fucking honor gear. And I was like, oh fuck. My fault. I couldn't just step into world PvP no more and just start swinging dick. All right, I had to chill out. I had to realize that people were queuing up. Okay, I couldn't slide on people. But that's the thing. That's why it's great, because they were able to catch up to me, and I wasn't as some try hard jobless sweat able to fucking outperform them, because I just have more time on my hands. And the same thing's gonna happen for this season, right? You know, we're all gonna get our honor gear, and then slowly but surely we're gonna get our conquest gear over time, and that's amazing. That's the best shit ever. Like, it just makes it to where hardcore and casual could coexist. So I just cannot fathom somebody saying that the war within fell off. I'm like, how did it fall off? It's a great fucking expansion. So anyways, I'm gonna watch the video. I'm gonna watch it on like 2x speed. I'm gonna just check it out. I got ads. I was just shitting on people for being broke. Fucking, I'm not gonna do that gay shit to where I like full screen and pause and just eat. Like, I'm gonna play the game while I listen to this, and I'll pause it whenever they say some shit that I don't fuck with. So, or actually, I'll just switch it to my other monitor so you guys can see it as well. Let's see. Fucking playback speed. Now I feel like a political streamer. This is dope. Oops. Let me switch this over here.
So here's the deal, everyone. Me and my team have been working on loads of content for the new patch, but this whole time there's been something gnawing at the back of my mind, and it's kind of just came clear. And the basic thing is, World of Warcraft right now has got a bit of a slot problem, and I think that means there's a lot of activity going on in the player base, and this is something I at least think that I have noticed looking around the internet, looking at our comments, and just seeing a general downtrend on just about all of the World of Warcraft channels, assuming it's not OnlyFans or something. So, WoW's a bit of a slop problem. Point basically is, it doesn't really matter what the color of slop is, if it still tastes like slop, it's slop. And if you're a game developer, slop must be like the #1 most annoying word to hear. It's one of those words, a bit like clunky, where you're just like, what does slop mean? Well, that's actually the thing. I think I've basically worked out what slop means as it pertains to video games and World of Warcraft. And when doing that, I just noticed how, while The War Within had, for me anyway, a really strong launch where so many things were working, what followed up afterwards just violated all of the don't become slop rules, and really did so in a way that has trained the player base to have apathy, to not actually expect the new patches and new content will feel different. Obviously, if you're Blizzard, that's a problem. I mean, compared to the past, it's kind of crazy. We've actually had a lot of patches, technically a lot of content. The question then is, well, why has it not stuck? My core contention is, it's not really stuck because that content has registered to people as slop. And what we're going to do right now is work it out. So, here's a chart. This chart is key to enjoying your time on planet Earth. That, of course, includes video games, often World of Warcraft, but it's WoW's recent content that has violated this chart. Just think about doing the Siren Isle, clocking in for your weekly theater troupe, or awakening the machine. If that doesn't spark joy, this chart is probably why. And the overall topic I'm talking about here is flow. Flow is a state of mind coined by psychologists called Mihai Csikszentmihalyi in 1975. And look, you have felt flow.
This fool's pulling out psychology talking points. Real quick, man. So, I said a moment ago, we're in Warlords of Draenor, the driest content deficit we've ever seen as a player base. And now we getting like regular fucking updates to where it's like we getting like in between patches, like the Siren Isle or Forbidden Reach. Those mid-season patches that they did, that would have been a major patch for like Legion and fucking like any older fucking expansion. That would have been a major fucking patch. So the fact that you have the Warcraft dev team fucking sitting there rolling out these mid-season patches so that we stay entertained, I mean, of course it's gonna be slop, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think the biggest fear that people have with the World Soul Saga is that it's like expansions coming out on a yearly basis. And last time we saw an expansion last time we saw this game try to push shit out on a yearly basis was in WoD, and we saw how WoD suffered from that. But it looks like now that the dev team for WoW is like overclocked, right? They're sitting there, they're grinding. They're like, all right, let's put out this content. Let's drop some lore for the people that like the lore. Let's drop some fucking rewards for these people. Let's just give them something to do to keep them entertained before the next patch comes out. Like, I don't really see the problem with that. Like, they're not painting two things, right? Slop is unacceptable when you pay for it, right? Like, let's say you had to pay for the patches for WoW, and the patches were just Siren Isle and Forbidden Reach every single time, like Destiny, right? Destiny has a huge fucking problem with slop because Destiny hasn't put out anything prolific since the fucking launch of the sequel. And the launch of the sequel was just a shittier version of the first one. Fuck with me. Like, that's slop. You know what I'm saying? That's unacceptable slop. Now, we pay for a subscription, which, by the way, I'm one of those people that think the subscription should stay. I think it makes the game way better. I feel like if the subscription went away, the game would fall off. Like, we would see a lot more microtransactions, and like the game would just become pay to win. It would turn into Diablo essentially. Diablo has a lot of slop, right? You're gonna criticize WoW for having mid-season patches that are like similar to each other, but then turn around and look at Diablo and not say anything about Diablo when the fucking Vessel of Hatred is just base game Diablo, but now it's in a Pacific. Now it's a new vibe, and you get a new hero. Like, that's slop, and you had to pay for that. That shit was like $40. That's when it's okay to criticize slop, in my opinion. When it's like something you directly pay for, and you can't use a subscription as a way to anchor an argument here because it's like you've been paying the subscription. You know what I mean? Like, you paid for the subscription during fucking WoD. What was the problem then? You know, we're in a way better fucking season of WoW right now. Like, WoW is the best it's ever been. You know, and it's because of how much work the WoW dev team puts in. Siren Isle, I'm gonna keep it a full beam. I didn't play that shit. I don't enjoy PvE content. I'm a different player. I enjoy PvP content. That's what I like. You know, when they release a new Battleground, I'm excited. That new one that they have right now, I forget what it's called, it's dope. I fuck with that one so much. You know, but I don't enjoy PvE content. And I will say that Siren Isle, when I did go there, it was like kind of like, I was like, this is not that crazy. I'm like, you know, but it's a mid-season patch. I'm like, whatever. I'm not mad at it. The fuck? Like,
flow before. That's because you're human, and basically, flow is the best state to be in. And there's 6 big pillars of it, right? Intense concentration in the moment, emerging of action and awareness, loss of reflective self-consciousness, a sense of personal agency over the situation, an altered perception of time, and a strong sense of intrinsic motivation. So basically, you know when you get in the zone, you lose track of time, and it's just amazing. Whether it's a game, whether it's work, that's what flow is. And there are times where WoW nails that, say, instance content, but rarely in world content. That is, of course, unless you're playing Classic, because it's entirely different. Now let's make this specific. Here is a chart. You can see that skill is on the x-axis and challenge is on the y-axis. And how we combine these things leads to different kind of feelings. Now, I love raid progression, right? My skill and the skill of my team lines up with the challenge, and I just get into a state of flow. That's why I keep coming back to raiding. I have for all of these years. Do you say, like, hate Mythic Plus? And maybe you wonder sometimes why other people enjoy Mythic Plus. Well, just take a look at the chart, right? You can see that one half is broadly good stuff. Arousal, flow, control, relaxation. But the other half is bad stuff. Anxiety, worry, apathy, boredom. So if Mythic Plus for you is anxiety and worry, for someone else, it might be flow and control, and it feels awesome. My personal example is real simple. It's a raid end boss. At the very start, there's some mild anxiety. You don't want to mess up and screw up in front of the team. But then that gives way to arousal. So, you know, your brain is really locked in and engaged, but you still feel a little bit anxious. And then that turns into flow. And then you get the kill, and it feels awesome. And this is exactly what WoW's modern content does not do. We're going to start with the Siren Isle. So think about what you're doing on the Isle, right? There is 0 challenge. There is 0 skill. There's also very low novelty. Of course, novelty can kind of like throw up the...
Bro, this fool's a fucking dork, bro. Oh my god, dog. This fool's mad because he's not in flow state all the time. To fucking do something else, fool. Like, you know how much is in this fucking game? You have Mythic, you have raiding, you have fucking role-playing, you have PvP, you have all this different shit. If you don't like the new patch, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to love every single fucking patch. You know? I don't know. I sound like a Blizzard dick rider. He sounds like a fucking dork. This fool Bellier, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. This fool's been, he gets on my fucking nerves. Like, half of this fucking shit, like this whole fucking section right, like, what's the point? You busting out all these psychological fucking points of flow state and all that shit, bitch. How about you go flow state in the bathroom and get your fucking nerves off? Stop fucking around, bro.
Challenge and skill thing, because if it's something new, well, you'll have some learning to do. So novelty's broadly a good thing. You don't find any of that in the Siren Isle. And you might hear that and think, okay, Michael, but it's a Siren Isle. It's world content. It's not meant for raiders and mythic clusters. Absolutely. But there's more than just combat in a video game. Puzzles, traversal, logic, literally every other tool in the game design box. None of them are really used in the Siren Isle, and that does just lead to it feeling like more of the same. Feeling like slop. It is low challenge, it is low skill, it is low novelty, people get bored, and I think especially what we see is apathy. But what about the Storm variants? Because there's harder mobs, and as you go from week to week, you unlock cool mechs and and weapons and things that you can use to do better in the Storm variant. But it's basically really easy, right? Like, it's not challenging at all. It's rarely different. I think it's a fantastic idea, and I love, well, the notion of Blizzard trying to do that, but it doesn't feel different really to any other world content in World of Warcraft. As you go through everything in the Siren Isle and you think about the flow chart, it's almost always apathy and boredom. And that is really not a good thing. Now, there is something that Blizzard counts on to get around this fact with rewards, but we're actually going to see that they're falling into the same problem there. Now, you may think, well, hang on, there's examples of really good world content that people seem to like. I mean, the people who play Classic Hardcore, Season of Discovery, or regular Classic. Well, think about what the game is like for them. Yeah, it's slower paced, right? But in Classic Hardcore, there's a hell of a death penalty. That adds stakes to every single little thing. So think about what the implication there is for skill and challenge. Another example is the Iron Man challenge that people used to run back in the day. Well, of course that makes leveling up a character a more exciting, fun, engaging thing to do, because it modifies on that flowchart where your present experience will be, to the point where you just enjoy doing it more. And the thing that I believe will be a real bitter and painful pill to swallow, especially for people who are working on the game, because look, I don't necessarily blame them for this at all. I think it's a result of production. They have to crank these patches out pretty damn fast. That's why Siren Isle ends up being like Siren Isle. Now, when you go through the details of the Siren Isle, as you saw in our video that said, hey, this world building's really good, the individual people are trying, but they're trying within the bounds of their agency, which is clearly not that much. And that leads to content that just feels like more of the same. And because it feels like more of the same in the broad strokes, the differentiating details barely matter. Now, the phrase, the devil is in the detail, I think that actually stemmed from a earlier phrase that God is in the detail, and you can sort of understand the point of that. For the people who are working in this game, working in the zones, they're trying to put...
I can't understand the point. What the fuck is he talking about? Bro, listen, if you want something challenging and fucking difficult, go play Dark Souls. Go play Elden Ring. You know, they got plenty of content to do. Like, here's the problem with these types of videos, man. Like, these videos are overly critical, right? When I'm about to pull some from the memory for people who know. When fucking Heel versus Babyface, right, was making all those videos on WoD, it came from a justified place because WoD was genuinely bad. Like, you know, now check this out, bro. Like I said, I've been doing PvP this whole time. I don't give a fuck about PvE content whatsoever. I really don't. I don't give a shit about it. And it's not because the game doesn't entice me to, like, the game isn't good at compelling me to want to do PvE content. I just naturally, as a gamer, fucking gamer, naturally I just gravitate towards more competitive player versus player content. I feel like that's the best end game for me. You know, because when you dive into something that's exclusively PvE, right, then you run into like a Destiny situation to where it's like, okay, well, what's there to do? And I understand that Destiny has crucibles and stuff, but let's ignore that for a moment. Let's say it's just a PvE content. It's like, oh, what's there to do? Eventually, the dev team's going to run out of ideas, and then that's when you start getting, you know, recycled slop that you have to pay for. And for me, PvE and WoW, like PvE in Dark Souls is super engaging because not only is it high stakes, but also the combat is genuinely fun, bro. I'm gonna say this right now: the combat in World of Warcraft is not it's not that crazy. Like, it's, you know, you get cool animations and combos and stuff, but it's not like, you know, it's not the most enthralling experience. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Dark Souls, Sekiro especially, or Bloodborne for a lot of people, it's like these games have incredible combat that make the PvE very, very rewarding, not just based off of a reward standpoint to where like you get more levels or you get better gear. It's just like you defeated an enemy that was, you know, you vanquished a formidable foe, right? That was genuinely difficult to defeat, to where it's like, wow, it's like press the button, health bar go down, have their health bar go down before your health bar goes down, which if you're at a lower level, if your health bar goes down, you must have been AFK. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. So it's like, if you are worried about doing more challenging content, then don't play WoW, or do PvP, or go do Mythic Plus, or go do Mythic Rating. If you're worried about more challenge, like, here's the thing: the mid-season patch isn't meant to be a fucking. Cause, bro, imagine if like Siren Isle was so like engaging to the point where it's like, whoa, this is genuinely difficult, this is genuinely challenging, which I wouldn't criticize that, but it's like we would have to wait longer for Undermine to come out, you know, because now we're not even talking about a mid-season patch, we're talking about a full-fledged patch. So for you to criticize a fucking mid-season patch that isn't meant to do anything but to entertain you just for a little bit longer so your fucking TikTok Subway Surfer brain could just like, you know, chill out until the fucking real patch comes out. For you to criticize that for not being challenging is an intrinsically stupid fucking argument. It's stupid. It's dumb. There's no point to it. And here's the thing. Here's the problem with videos like these. They offer no fucking solution. They just say, ooh, slop. Ooh. Like, cope, fool. Like, we went through Warlords of Draenor, dog. And, you know, and I say we because I've been watching Bellier since then. Like, I know his fucking content. I just got annoyed with his content, like, when fucking Dragonflight came out, because he had some shit to say about Dragonflight, too. I'm like, bro, why are you fucking complaining about Dragonflight? It's great. Dragonflight is fucking dope. You have any idea how much fucking content we have in Dragonflight? This shit is insane. I've been saying this for a minute, bro, because I play Overwatch, and I'm like, bro, I don't know what the fuck is going on at Blizzard. They just took all the great fucking dev members and they just put them on the WoW team, and now they just got a bunch of fucking idiots working on Overwatch. Criticize Overwatch. Overwatch sucks. Overwatch needs help, all right? Go criticize that bullshit, you know? Like, don't criticize WoW for a fucking mid-season patch that was meant to do nothing but entertain you for a little bit. Like, oh my God. Like, when Heel versus Babyface was making his criticisms against WoD, they, like I said a second ago, they were justified because WoD was genuinely bad. It was in a content deficit. Our major patch, I'm not even fucking kidding. For those of you who haven't been playing this game for that long, like, bro, one of the major patches was literally just the fucking selfie cam and the Blood Elf model update. That's it. Like, I don't even think Highmaul was introduced. I don't even think Blackrock Foundry was introduced. If I'm wrong, let me know. But in WoD, all I did was PvP, so I didn't really feel a content deficit. But what I'm trying to say here is this, is that it's silly to criticize, you know, a mid-season patch for being fucking mid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just meant to entertain you for a moment. That's like saying your TikTok isn't fucking at the same quality as some fucking movie that you saw in fucking, you know, an IMAX. You know what I'm saying? It's like watching some fucking short film that some teenager made and going, well, why doesn't this look like Oppenheimer? It's like, motherfucker, it's not even meant to do that. It's just something cool, man. Like, why the fuck are you so angry about it? Well, he's not angry about it, but it's like, why do you feel like why do you feel it's necessary to criticize something that isn't doing anything it's not supposed to do? You know? It's literally just meant to entertain you for a moment. You don't have to do it. It's not detrimental to your progression as a character, right? At least I don't think so. If it is, let me know. But I didn't have any issue with getting into fucking PvE content because I didn't have the damn ring that it gives you. You know what I mean? I still don't have any issue in fucking Undermine because I don't have the ring still. I didn't touch Sirenal. You know what I mean? Like, it has no consequence whether you play it or whether you don't. If you don't like it, then don't play it. And if you want something more challenging, go play a more challenging game. World of Warcraft is not a challenging game. It is a very easy game, you know. If you want a challenging version of World of Warcraft, you just named some great points. Go play Season of Discovery or go play fucking Classic Hardcore. That shit is fucking hard, all right? Motherfucker, I could even make it past level 10. All right, my last character, bro, some dickhead fucking pulled a shit ton of mobs, ran away, and the mobs just auto-locked onto me, bro. I died. I was so sad. I put my head down, bro. I straight up mourned my character, dog. It was terrible. Anyways, let's get back to what this fucking dumbass is saying, bro.
Put lots of love into all of those little details. I think the thing that's unfortunate is, because of the big picture problem with flow and slop, those details end up being lost. And that really is an issue with somewhere like the Siren Isle, where the world building, the story, the lore implications, well, those were actually all pretty damn great, and it was a well put together place. Now, another problem it faced was following up from 1105. 1105 was an anti-flow state patch, by which I basically mean the content that was new was basically all slop. I mean, the best example is the Codex of Chromie. It had zero challenge. I mean, think about the chart. Zero skill, zero challenge. If you did somehow have lots of World of Warcraft skill, there was no way within the Codex of Chromie to express that skill. And you could try to express that skill via, I don't know, completing a harder version of it, or maybe by doing the version that was there faster, better, doing something interesting or unique, but none of that was possible. It was just such a rote, static, boring thing. You had so little agency. The other problem then is its rewards were entirely predictable. Same goes for all of the Bronze Anniversary currency stuff. It was, at the start, I mean, it was all from doing really boring, really rote stuff that, again, per the chart of flow, is not going to lead to.
You worried about expressing your skill as a World of Warcraft player in outside PvE content that is second to leveling. That's dumb. If you want to express your skill in WoW, Go do some fucking Mythic Plus. Go do some fucking PvP, bro. Like, fuck me, bro. This fool.
To a relaxing control, arousal or flow state in a player. Now, the one thing that was really good was the raid, but the way that the raid was introduced, where it had loads of tuning issues and problems, that didn't really work, did it? Now, Blizzard thought they could get around this.
The raid was really good, but the rollout of the raid just wasn't that good, and ultimately made the game horrible. Ooh, like, oh my god, bro, shut the fuck up, dog. Jesus Christ.
Problem. Rewards. It's World of Warcraft, right? I mean, surely that's what people are playing the game for, like virtual collecting things. And yeah, to a degree, some of this is always going to happen because an MMO kind of can't be flow all of the time. If World of Warcraft felt like a 10-hour-long match of StarCraft 2 or something that was really, flow state heavy, God, you'd be really stressed. You'd have a heart attack and you'd croak.
Good job. You fucking can't end the video right there. You're like, well, in an MMO, these things happen. Because it's a fucking MMO. It's a mid-season patch. It's not meant to do anything but entertain you in between the two major patches. And, thanks for watching, guys. This is Belly Your Warcraft. I'm a dumb fucking dipshit who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And have a good day. The fuck? Oh, my God. He just contradicted his whole fucking argument right there to where it's like, fuck off, bro.
So, yeah, I'm not expecting WoW to be perfect flow, like you're playing Doom Eternal and you really jive with yourself.
But that's how you talking about it, though. See, that's the problem. You fucking sitting there and you saying, well, here's the problem with this patch. And here's the problem with this patch. It's not enacting my flow state. I'm not fucking, my neuron activation isn't fucking high enough, all right? I need to be entertained. I need more. I need more. I need more because this is my whole life. I have nothing else. And you're going to sit there and be like, well, I don't expect it to be perfect. Well, by your fucking standards that you are presenting right now, it sounds like you fucking do, bro. Because if you don't expect it to be perfect, why make this video? Other than the fact, like, if you'll be like, I get it. It's content, right? He's like, oh, I should say that the War Within fell off so I could get some clicks on my fucking channel real fast. And, maybe people will give a fuck about it. Maybe not. I really have nothing to say here. But I'm just going to point some things out, offer zero solutions, say I don't expect it to be perfect so I could duck any sort of fucking argument. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here, dog. Like, you're not talking about nothing real. The War Within is literally the best expansion that World of Warcraft has ever fucking seen, and you fucking know it. I don't know why you would want to make this video. Outside PvE content isn't supposed to be the most difficult thing in the world. It's literally second to leveling. Or not even second, like leveling second to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just end game leveling content. That's all it is. It's not supposed to be difficult. The fuck you look like expressing your skill by killing a mob that's fucking the same level as you and it's not even an elite. Wow, look how good at the game I am. I could kill this mob for this quest and I don't even have a problem with it. Like, bro, this is retail WoW. Express your skill in hardcore. Go pull a full pack of mobs and survive. That's how you express some fucking skill right there. Fucking express the skill in outside PvE content retail. The fuck are you talking about, dude? Go do some fucking endgame shit. Go do some real fucking content like fucking Mythic Plus or fucking Mythic rating. Go get cutting edge with your guild. Go hit Gladiator on fucking on PvP. Go do whatever fucking big dick style fucking Mythic Plus got. Go do that if you want to express your skill, bro. That's for the sweats, bro. This shit right here is for the casuals that collect shit. They're catering to the people that collect cosmetics, mounts, titles, achievements, whatever it is. This is for the collectors. This isn't meant to be like something so major that it takes a whole fucking raid group to figure it out in 10 fucking guides. That's for the major content shit.
Or something. No, I'm not advocating for that. It's a problem that's been building for a while, and the anniversary patch really did make it clear. The draw there was the shiny new rewards. The way that you earned those rewards basically was a total misfire near the start of the patch. That really did seem to kind of backfire in people. And when you look at all of that flame-blessed iron grinding that you can do, it still does feel like a little bit time-gated because of how you get so much of it up front. The way that the grind works is very limiting in your skill expression and your agency, and that just means that boredom is the result, which is basically what it's been with.
How, bro? The anniversary patch was fine. I didn't have a single problem collecting the rewards, and I didn't even play it that much. Like, I saw the gear sets, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get those real quick because I'm a sucker for gear sets. I went and did the fucking things to get them, right? And then that was that. I didn't see any problem with the fucking patch. I feel like the only people that see problems with releases on patches are people that want to see problems. You know what I mean? That's like criticizing a fucking, that's like criticizing an expansions launch because the servers got fucked up. It's like, oh, well, this expansion would have been great had it not been for the launch. And they talking about this shit 2 months in retrospect. And it's like, bro, of course, like, the fuck, like, how does that even make sense? Well, you couldn't play it day one or you had a trouble getting a reward, which, by the way, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I have no issue getting the rewards ever, and I'm a highly casual player. You know what I mean? Like, I'll play this game. Like, listen, I'll fixate on this shit. I'll let my autism go crazy. You know what I mean? I'll fixate on this game for, like, a week, every other month or so, and I'll do what I want to do, Like, I feel like I could have pushed harder on my rating if I played every single day for the full season. I definitely could have hit like 2,400 or 21. Let's be real. 2,400, that would have been tight. But, maybe not glad, but I definitely would have gotten higher in my rating had I fucking played more. But it's like, bro, I feel like for the casual players, it's like, this shit's fine, dog. Like, if you're a hardcore player in WoW and you're getting bored, you know what, bro? There's a saying out there, and I love this saying. Too much of anything is a bad thing. Go play a different game. Go outside. Go do something, bro. Like, don't make this game your entire life. At that point, it's down. At that point, bring back the psychological fucking analysis here and point at the players. Don't point at the fucking developers, bro. What type of bullshit is that?
Most collection content these days, and I think there's an issue there. World of Warcraft treats world content as stuff for collectors, boxes to tick, as if you just, add more things to collect in a game and your people will all just go and do them, no matter what, no matter how. That's how it feels, and this is where we have to talk about rewards and
oh my
agency.
God,
There's a thing
bro.
that's called the over-justification effect, and the point basically is that if you are doing something for some sort of external reward, eventually, right, you're kind of no longer doing it
There's this thing called the over-retardation effect. My bad. All right, I'm sorry.
for yourself. And we see this so much in video games, especially modern ones. Not to be all back in the day, but nowadays, most games monetize via cosmetics. They monetize via rewards. And I think what's actually happening to a lot of people is they end up playing to fill out the battle pass and, doing all of that stuff. But fill out the battle pass and then they're kind of...
Oh, fucking, what's that called? The trading post? Great. I love the trading post. I look forward to it every month. Listen, man, I love cosmetic awards, so I might be biased here. I'm the collectors that they're talking about. Hell yeah, these patches are meant for us. We need that shit. I've always said, I feel like WoW needs more fucking cosmetics, bro. Like, give me more cosmetic shit. Give me some shit that doesn't matter about my gameplay whatsoever, bro. Let me collect a tight-ass set, bro. Like, every time I make a character, I spend at least, like, an hour figuring out what their transmog is going to be. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about nothing else. If I can't get my fit right, then I don't want to play it. There's a reason why I don't play Druid. It's not because I don't like the class. It's because their fits fucking suck. I'm like, I don't like this shit. I only play Warrior because they have the hardest fits. Like, that's it. That's the only reason why I made Barbos in the first place. I made Barbos this expansion, and I grinded on PvP as much as I did because I like the set. That's all I ever gave a fuck about. All right, I'm like, fuck everything else. And you know what? Next patch or this patch in Undermine, I'm going to play a Rogue because I think the set's tighter. And then I'm going to use that Rogue. Or you know what? I'm going to keep playing Barbos because, honestly, Warrior is all I know how to play at a high level. I'm just going to collect the sets via the boxes, which, by the way, best thing Blizzard ever done. See, look at this, bro. PvP is just so up right now, dog. Like, fucking Blizzard, good job, Blizzard. Okay, good job. You're doing good. Don't listen to this fucking dickhead, bro. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. This is somebody who is overstimulated. This is somebody who is overstimulated, and if it's not them, they're speaking on behalf of the people that are overstimulated. They need to find other things to do in life except for get on this game and play every single day. Like, I understand that this game is recreational for a lot of people. It's very recreational for me. Like, I'll get on the game to listen to demos. You know what I mean? That's how I get on the game to listen to albums. I tie music in with this game a lot, pretty heavily. This is like, I'll literally log on, put on a song or put on a demo, and I'll just meditate on some shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's my meditation time for me. So I definitely understand that. But if you're trying to take your meditation time to a different level, to where like you're trying to really be active in the game every single day, and you want to make sure that you're staying on top about stuff, it's like, brother, you might be overstimulated if you're starting to think that this game sucks and you're starting to think that it's boring. Because let me tell you something, bro. The War Within is far from bad. It's very far from bad. We've seen bad expansions from World of Warcraft. This is not one of them. Shadowlands was bad. Fucking Warlords of Draenor was bad. BFA was bad. Fucking Legion was bad in its own way too. Like the fuck, like War Within is not that. Dragonflight is not that. You know, the only thing about Dragonflight that I didn't like was like the zones and the gear. You know, like I wasn't a big fan of the gear sets. You know, I thought some of them were cool, so you know I got them, but I didn't really care about nothing else. I thought the story was cool. You know, the questing was dope. You know, I'll say that, but it was just like, you know, it's a cool little expansion. I'm not mad at it. I'm not in love with it, but it's cool. Oh, shit, there's content all the time now? You have a roadmap and you're constantly feeding us? Oh, fuck. This might be one of the best expansions you ever made, Blizzard. You doing tricks on it. Oh, my goodness. You know what I mean? And then the War Within come out. It's got a dope visual aesthetic. You know, the whole underground thing isn't my favorite, but hey, you know what? Beggars can't be choosers, baby, because guess what? We still getting a ridiculous amount of content. Them revamping old fucking sets and giving it out for the 20th anniversary was one of the coolest ideas that they had. And the fact that they made it accessible for everybody to get, for casual players, for hardcore players. And there's the thing, like, there's people I know, like, that have every single classic class set, and they didn't even play that hard. You know, they played it at a casual level, and they got every single one. They got all the rewards. So it's like, I don't see what the fucking problem here is. You know, like, this whole video, this whole talking point is, if not from on the behalf of those who are overstimulated and need to find other things to do in life other than play World of Warcraft: The War Within.
Kind of like the end of the Make Love Not Warcraft South Park episode. Like, we've completed the thing. What do we do now? And it's just kind of like, we weren't really playing this because we were playing the game. We were playing this to fill up the battle pass or, you know, do whatever. And in the case of World of Warcraft, that's a major issue with almost all world content. So here's another chart. On the y-axis, we have got reward. On the x-axis, we have got agency. And my point here basically is, we don't want things to be boring chores. And right now, World of Warcraft makes a lot of things boring chores. So take Cersei's Circlet, right?
You are overstimulated. It is a video game. How are you about to look at a video game and call it a fucking chore when it's very far from that? Here's the thing. It would be a chore if this shit was detrimental to your progression as a player. You know, if the Siren Isle, and oh my goodness, please correct me if I'm incorrect. I don't want to speak from ignorance because I didn't play Siren Isle. I don't really know what Chromie's Codex was. I didn't play that either. I'm starting to sound like a dickhead now. But this shit was not detrimental. For me to not play it, it didn't matter to my character progression whatsoever. And that might be because I do PvP and I mostly rely on getting honor and getting conquest and getting like crafted gear and things of that nature. But I didn't have any issues with getting into PvE content. I was able to get in a couple raids. You know what I mean? They weren't asking me, oh, do you have the new fucking Harkonnen Dingleberry from fucking Chromie's asshole, like, to, you know, throw on your cape so you can min-max this fucking boss's stun time? Like, that, none of that shit happened. That's when it would feel like a chore, when this kind of content becomes mandatory. But that's the beautiful part about this, is that it's not mandatory. It's there if you want to do it, and if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. It's not detrimental to your growth as a character. You know what's detrimental to your growth as a character? If you do PvE or PvP, it's, are you doing Battlegrounds, or are you getting your honor gear? And once you get that, are you getting your conquest gear? And then once you get that and you want to go further, are you learning the other classes? Are you learning what their burst looks like, how to counter that? Are you getting your crafted gear? Are you learning what enchants you should get? You know, there's a lot of learning in that aspect. Or when it comes to PvE content, it's like, did you do the wings for Raid Finder? Did you do the wings for normal and mythic? Like, or did you, or in heroic, and now you want to do mythic? Like, did you get the gear necessary? Like, this world content doesn't matter. Like, this world content exists exclusively for those who want to collect cosmetics. It doesn't matter towards your progression whatsoever. And if it feels like a chore, then don't fucking play it. Because at that point, it's not a chore. It's just boring. You're not engaged with it. But if you want, I just want the reward, then grind for the reward. Like, this is what's in front of you. Do it real fast. Get your reward and get out. To call it a chore would mean that it's mandatory, because chores are mandatory, right? Chores are given to you by your parents. Be like, hey, go do the dishes, take out the trash, and clean your room. Okay, these are my chores. These are my tasks for the day. These are mandatory things that I have to do. Otherwise, or if you're a grown adult, I'm going to feel bad about myself. Or if you're a child, you're going to be like, otherwise my mom's going to beat me and make me sleep outside for 2 weeks in the middle of the summer. And it's gonna suck because there's coyotes outside and they're very hungry, and you know she also threw a shit ton of fucking apple juice on top of me, so now I'm cold and wet. You know, stuff like that, so normal stuff like that. And so chores are mandatory in that sense. This shit's not mandatory because it doesn't matter towards your progression as a player or as a character at all. It doesn't. It fucking doesn't. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. It's not a fucking chore. It's just content. That's what. Look, do you want to do this content? Yes or no? Well, we have this reward. Oh, you want to do it? Okay, come do it. Oh, you're bored? Well, you don't have to if you don't want to. Wow. Amazing how fucking free will works. God, fuck this guy, bro. This fool used to be good. Whatever.
Right from the Siren Isle. Their original design there was extremely time-gated in how you actually earned the little gems that you put into the circlet. And then, of course, on top of that, you would get a new item level upgrade every week. Essentially, it was completely time-gated. Now, if you think about magnitude of reward in this chart, it's way up in the y-axis because this is powerful stuff. But if you think about how much agency the player has got over getting that reward, it's pretty much at the far left of the x-axis. That means it just ends up being a really, really big chore. You're just kind of turning up to get your item levels every week. It's not really via playing the game. But then think about the Flame-Blessed Iron Gear. So there's loads of it, right? So you can sort of say it's a pretty good reward, but while you've got quite a bit more agency than you did with, say, the circuit power, I mean, you're either mob farming, but it's not really designed to be a, hyper mob farm in the way that a lot of more farmy video games will actually design a farm. And if you want to get lots of Flame-Blessed Iron, I mean, you're going to be doing the upfront major sources, and then what? Either farm mobs or just do those weeklies again on an alt, which won't really get you into a flow state. You're just literally repeating the same thing again and again and again. And the thing is, it costs over 80,000 Flame-Blessed Iron to get all the different things. Now, does that, for you, promote arousal, flow, control, or relaxation? Or does it promote worry, boredom, or apathy? I think it actually does the three of those. You could say anxiety, but that's only if somebody's like, oh my god, there's so many, I'm anxious, I won't have, time to get all the Flame-Blessed Iron. I don't think that's...
Overstimulated. If it's, hey man, listen, check this out. If content like this is fucking assuming an anxious feeling from you, you need to do something else, bro. He did say something about the ring giving you item level upgrades. I didn't know it did that, so I'll retract my statement there. But even then, I'll give him this. That seems like a pointless reward because the patch just came out. You know, you're gonna get better gear anyways as soon as you start doing higher level PvE content. And I'm talking exclusively from the perspective of somebody who does PvE. That ring's gonna go away eventually. You're not gonna wear it forever. At least I don't think so. You know what I mean? If you are gonna wear it forever and it was mandatory, then that kind of sucks. You know, at least don't time gate it, right? That's a proper fucking criticism, but I don't think it's fucking mandatory. I don't think it's gonna be like that. I think it's as soon as you pop into a raid that's fucking Raid Finder or above, or fucking Mythic Plus dungeon, or any Mythic Plus dungeon, as soon as you get a ring that's better than that one, you're gonna fucking throw that baby on and forget about that bullshit that you got from the Siren Isle. If it turns out to be different, if it turns out to be a mandatory thing that you need to hold on to, like a fucking Heart of Azeroth or a fucking artifact weapon, and they time gated it to where anybody who didn't play during the Siren Isle don't have it, it's okay, well, that's kind of stupid. So I'm not really wrapping my head around this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really understand it. I might need to rewatch it. Let's do that real quick. Let me rewatch that part. Let me make sure I understand everything correctly before I continue. I don't want to look stupid.
To a flow state, you're just literally repeating the same thing again and again and again. And the thing is, it costs over 80,000 Flame-Blessed Iron to get all the different things. Now, does that, for you, promote arousal, flow, control, or relaxation? Or does it promote worry, boredom, or apathy? I think it actually does the three upfront major sources. And then what? Either farm mobs or just do those weeklies again on an alt, which won't really get you into a flow state. You're just literally repeating the same thing again and again and again. And the thing is, it costs over 80,000 Flame-Blessed Iron to get all the different things. Now, does that, for you, promote arousal, flow, control, or relaxation? Or does it promote worry, boredom, or apathy? I think it actually does the three. It's not really via playing the game. But then think about the Flame-Blessed Iron Gear. So there's loads of it.
Or infused with mysterious properties after prolonged exposure to the Siren Crystal. Does it say what you spend it on? Hold on. Let's do some research. Flame Best Iron currency, because this is the thing he was talking about that was time gated. Currency 4. Your spells and abilities have a chance to cast a random stinging charm. Is this shit? Oh, okay. So it's just like weapons and rewards and stuff. Yeah, I don't see the problem here. I don't see... These rewards kind of suck, bro. I could already tell by the icons that they just regular ass fucking... This shit looks like dungeon gear. Let's check out this helmet. Yeah, that's just dungeon gear. Damn. Maybe Siren Isle did suck. There's no good rewards there. God. Hey, man, I might be wrong. These rewards look mid. Still, I don't see a point in this whole video that's telling me that this is mandatory content, that it's, you know, it's not, bro. It's not. Like, if I go to Dornogal right now and inspect somebody with, like, full raid gear on, I'm probably not going to see that fucking ring on their finger, bro. Like, this is such a dumb video, fool. Like, this is such a fucking reach. Like, this whole video is just straw manning. That's all this shit is. It's just a reach for a bunch of different straws trying to construct a fucking shadowy figure that he's trying to say is bad. But it's like, when you really look at it, it's like, there's nothing there. There's nothing of substance. He's complaining about some mid-ass rewards being fucking being gate-kept by a fucking time slot. It's like, okay. And it's like, oh, but the rewards were slightly higher than you know what? Let's look real quick. 610. Let's look. Hold on, I'm gonna open up the dungeon finder real quick, and here I'll switch the thing real fast. We're gonna open up the dungeon finder real quick. So that reward from the helmet is 610. So if we look at dungeons and just do Stonefall, and if we do like Mythic Plus, loot, 597. Okay, so you like you a whole 13 item level higher. And here's the thing, you could, like, this shit is upgradable. You know what I mean? It's at champion. So it's not even at its full fucking power. You know what I mean? And it's like, you talking about a fucking helmet that it don't even look like it can get upgraded. Unless it can. Like, I don't see the fucking problem. I really don't. This is such a fucking reach of a video, dude. Like, God. What the fuck is he talking about? He's not talking about nothing.
Right, so you can sort of say it's a pretty good reward, but while you've got quite a bit more agency than you did with, say, the circlet power, I mean, you're either mob farming, but it's not really designed to be a, like, hyper mob farm in the way that a lot of more farmy video games will actually design a farm, and if you want to get lots of Flame Blessed Iron, I mean, you're going to be doing the upfront major sources, and then what? Either farm mobs or just do those weeklies again on an alt, which won't really get you into a flow state. You're just literally repeating the same thing again and again and again. And the thing is, it costs over 80,000 Flame Blessed Iron to get all the different things. Now, does that, for you, promote arousal, flow, control, or relaxation? Or does it promote worry, boredom, or apathy? I think it actually does the three of those. You could say anxiety, but that's only if somebody was like, oh my god, there's so many, I'm anxious that I don't have time to get all the Flame Blessed Iron. I don't think that's many people.
Does he have a fucking point at all in this damn video?
So many, like, you know, mental sort of disorders and, you know, and so on and so forth. But it does make sense. The humans back in the old days who were really good at seeing patterns were probably the ones that, like, didn't take stupid risks and get killed, you know? But because we're good at seeing...
What the fuck is he talking about? I don't know what the fuck he's talking about anymore. He's talking about mental disorders now, bro. Full start a therapy channel at this point. Oh my goodness, bro.
All of the things that could have made it cool cut away. So in a world, and well, here's the thing: we're really good at pattern recognition. Actually, we're so good at pattern recognition.
I'm great at pattern recognition. I'm recognizing a pattern of fucking stupidity right now. I'm recognizing a pattern of dipshit behavior, bro. I'm recognizing a pattern of somebody that's overstimulated, has nothing to talk about, and wants to shit on a fucking mid-season patch. Shut the fuck up, bro. Get that Euro trash fucking ass accent out of my damn ear with your terrible fucking takes, bro. This shit doesn't make any sense. Go back to making fucking, bro. Go back to making some fucking mid-ass lore recap, trying to be like Novel, bro. Get the fuck out of my ear with this bullshit, bro. I'm done with this fucking video, man. He's not saying nothing, bro. He's saying a bunch of bullshit that does. Oopsie, a little behind the scenes fuck up. He's saying a bunch of bullshit that doesn't fucking matter whatsoever. There's nothing, like, there's nothing of value of what he's talking about right now. It's the most bullshit takes I've ever seen in my life. Talking about some fucking mid-season patch saying that it's not simulating enough for you. The world PvE content doesn't let me express my skill. You fucking punk rock bitch. Go do a fucking... Listen, if you're worried about expressing your fucking skill in world PvE, you are a self-centered narcissist. You really think people are paying attention to how you playing? Like, they sitting there, like, you motherfucker, this is not classic WoW. You do not have people sitting right here on the sidelines talking about, oh, God, look at fucking Jorgencock over there, and he's pulling all these mobs. Oh, shit. Oh, he just dispelled the curse. Oh, my God, he's so good. No, it's fucking retail WoW. They give a fuck about what they're doing and how they're playing. It was like, okay, well, there's a mob over here that I should probably tag before he dies because I want to get the loot. And you worried about skill expression? Fuck your skill expression. If you want to show a skill expression, go get in a battleground or a fucking dungeon, bro. Fuck out of here with your criticisms, bro. I stand on everything I said at the start of this damn video. The War Within is a perfectly fine patch, or is a perfectly good expansion. It's the best expansion that WoW's ever put out. The WoW dev team is fucking grinding, bro. They're doing so much. They're putting out so much fucking content, bro. Oh my goodness. And you have the fucking audacity to criticize a mid-season patch, acting like it should be held to the same standard as Undermined or any other major patch. Fuck you, bro. You know what the fuck you talking about no more. Go back to making those mid-ass fucking lore videos that I'm just going to check one time and go look at novels because his description's way better, or Platinum WoW because he's more entertaining. Fuck off, bro. Go make that bullshit-ass fucking game that you got. You know, talking about some fucking... You want to talk about some slop, bro? What's that bullshit that he got? The fucking pale whatever? Bro, that's some bullshit. Get that fucking wannabe telltale-ass fucking shit out my ears, bro. Fuck out of here, man. All right. It's been Barbos, man. Make sure y'all go check my socials. You know, make sure y'all peep the music. Jimmy Teflon on all platforms. I thank you for everybody that showed up. Watch me hate. I'm a professional hater. I love hating on shit. That's my favorite thing to do. And my least favorite thing to do is watch somebody hate on some shit but not have any ground to stand on, bro. You hating in swamps, bro. Stop fucking around. Go stand on some solid ground and hate. I'll see y'all later.